Minutes.
This bill, H.R. 1259, the Helping Expand Lending Practices in Rural Communities Act, is an important bill, but I'd like to say that on this issue of helping our community banks in rural areas, I'd like to thank the gentleman for providing some leadership, but I'd also like to thank Mr. Hinojosa, who has really done a fantastic job of educating this committee about the problems that community banks in rural communities face. I remain committed to finding ways to ensure that regulators tailor their approach to community banks, particularly those operating in rural areas. I support regulator efforts to calibrate their approach to the unique challenges and concerns of community banks and small credit unions in rural areas. The CFPB shares my concerns, and they have been responsive to issues raised by the industry in response to the Bureau's previous round of designations of rural areas. On January 29, 2015, the CFPB announced a proposal that would expand the definition of rural by adding census blocks that are not in an urban area as defined by the Census Bureau. Given the steps that the CFPB have already taken, the issue that this proposal was originally intended to address certainly again has been addressed by the January 2015 proposal. In designating census blocks that are not considered urban by the Census Bureau as rural, the CFPB's proposal more than adequately addresses any areas that were missed in CFPB's original round of designations. This, again, is a modest proposal that does not undermine the Bureau or disrupt its core operations, while arguably unnecessary in light of the Bureau's January proposal. This is not an attempt to undermine the Bureau's autonomy or structure. Let me just repeat, this is the second issue that we've heard today where the Bureau has already acted. And it's important for me to point that out because the CFPB is under such attack from my friends on the opposite side of the aisle, constantly indicating that somehow they don't listen to their constituents. They're not concerned about community banks. On and on these accusations go. But whenever we have, our constituents have, worked with the Bureau to correct these kinds of problems, the Bureau has been extremely responsive. And so I'd like to just take this moment to give credit to the Consumer Financial Protection Bureau for not only listening, but acting. And so again, I don't mind if we're going to add a little bit more time and effort in some way by, bringing forth bills that where the Bureau has already acted, because we want to show our cooperation. We want to show that we understand how concerned people may be about some of these issues. And so I'm going to urge my colleagues to certainly support this, but let us also, at this very moment, recognize that the CFPB is responsive, has demonstrated that it is responsive, have acted on some of these issues. And again, we're going to support this, but it is not absolutely necessary. I yield back the balance of my time.